Good morning. Oh, I guess it's afternoon. So it is. Sacred Spiritual Healer. If you'd like a personal reading, you can email me at sacredspiritualhealer@gmail.com. Doing your career and finance readings for this morning. Also, I just finished the love and relationship for the collective reading. So if you want to hop over to that, you can see what's coming at you in your relationship right now. Also still finishing up with the zodiac signs. I did earth and air yesterday, I believe, so I will get the others done today. I do apologize for the delay. Spirit, give us synthesized messages for the career and finance for the collective. Please synthesize messages regarding the career and finance for the collective. Thank you. I'm going to leave them. Let me see what we got first. One more, please, Spirit. Thank you. And 2 it is. Well, at least we got quite a few pentacles for overall. Right? It's always a good sign. Alright, so let's get started. Use this crystal today. So we're starting off with temperance. Something in the workplace or your career needs balance. Kind of like I'm feeling like a justice card, something that was a decision being decided, but it was decided justly. The temperance, the balancing things out. She looks a little worried though in this, so perhaps it was something of concern of you, whether or not it was actually going to go in your favor or not. I'm hearing that it is going in your favor. Perhaps this is a promotion or relocation, something that took a lot of thought and contemplation. Honeycomb. This looks like a bee's nest, like a honeycomb to me. Everyone working as a team to nurture to bring in the nectar to the queen. So you were busy building, but your work is something you have to be busy for, but you don't really get that much of a reward out of it. The big boss, or the guy at the top of the pyramid, they get all the rewards, like the queen. Everybody brings all the work into the queen, but they have to work hard to bring her that. But temperance is here to balance that out and in a just manner. 10 of Swords, putting an end to the being stabbed in the back, the overworked issues, the wearing too many hats or being pulled different directions, the heartbreak, things that you were once passionate about, but they took the joy out of the work. The Emperor here is you're starting over. This could also be the boss. So perhaps some of you were the boss, or you're having to go before the boss for this decision from the temperance here. Things are very blossoming with this Emperor, though. The Emperor is making the right choices. He's in his throne and confident about the work he does. Knows that he makes the right, just and balanced decisions. Contemplates, he analyzes things, he plans. He's a planner. Earth. Getting a lot of heavy earth, like an earth energy on that card, so perhaps you or your boss perhaps may be of the earth sign. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Four of Rods, stability, your home life. This is what you're looking for, things that you're trying to attain. Things that were in question. It's underneath the Temperance here, things of decision, the nest where the Queen resides. So perhaps you are thinking of starting a home business, and it will be stable, it will blossom, it will bloom, it'll be much calmer waters, wherever it is that you're moving forward to. You'll feel more lighthearted there and be able to work in your passion, knowing that it's a stable and equal, balanced environment. And here I also see the 11 cards. Underneath the 10 of Swords, we have the 8 of Cups, so you're feeling stabbed in the back. They took all the passion out, so you're turning your back to the love you once had for this work or someone at. I'm really getting a workplace, though. This type of work or the workplace, you enjoyed it, you had a lot of passion for what you were doing when you first started, but that's kind of missing. It's dwindling down less and less. So you're turning your back, you're moving on, you're going to greener pastures. By the guidance of the divine, thank you, Spirit. And in this, you are moving because of the 9 of Rods, a near completion. Perhaps you're been in your 9 of Rods is communication, it's blossoming. You're moving forward in it. You're moving forward towards this stability. To have more passion again, to have that blossoming, the passion for what you do. Divine, you're receiving divine guidance from the higher ups. This could be higher ups meaning the Great Spirit, or divine source, or it could be your higher ups as in your boss, or your corporation, whomever you work for. So this is very black and white type energy. They're not seeing the lines are kind of fading in between. It's like, you know, you have your black and your white, but then the lines of what you had to do started to get blurred. Expectations of how you do things were getting blurred, and you couldn't tell, is it, you know, the way it's supposed to be, or just what that particular person is saying go do. The lines are blurred of what's expected from you, of what you had to complete. And so communication's coming in for to move forward, to move out, to move somewhere that will you can plant new seeds and have growth, positive growth, and fulfillment. The Judgment card is here. Again, the Judgment card is similar to the Temperance here. It's putting an end. You put an end to this. You're turning your back because the passion was dwindling. So Judgment is here to say, yes, this is the right decision. This is the best thing to do. You've got something here that was dead and dying, and you have an opportunity to move forward where it's going to blossom and the sun will rise on the other side of that mountain. Here, still standing, you were having to, the reason for moving forward is you had to keep defending yourself over every decision you made. Every time you communicated something, it wasn't necessarily blossoming the way you thought it was going to. You'd get the communication out, it would start to sound good, but that people were turning it into something that wasn't. The communication that you were putting out only got buds on the plants that you planted. The things that you planted weren't coming to fruition, but people were standing up against you. Things you believed or wanted done, they were standing against you with other communication, making it look like it would be something it wasn't. That's all I'm getting on that one. Alright, but you're working hard. Your overall energy for your career and finances, you're building your pentacles. 8 of Pentacles, 8 out of 10, 10's the ending. You're listening to your higher tuition. You are reminiscing, perhaps a bit nostalgic about the work you've had to put in, and you feel like maybe you have to start all over. This man looks like he's in a apprentice shirt almost, is the energy I'm getting. Like you have to start somewhere new, and perhaps you're not at the top of as a boss, and you have to go in as a laborer, but you will be profitable, you will have abundance, listening to your higher self, listening to the intuitions, the signs and synchronicities that you're receiving. 8 is near completion, so they will perhaps see your value in how much you're growing and how fast you're going up, building those pentacles, willing to put the work in. Let's get some clarification on this temperance. Where's temperance? Hang on 1 second. Alright, give us clarification or clarify temperance. What is temperance just starting about? What case was this? What was it regarding? Clarify, please, temperance. Clarify temperance. Clarify temperance. Thank you. I'm getting that I should take that one as well. Okay, so yeah, we got the 6 of Swords, again, Swords energy, things that you had to, something that went awry that was very emotional regarding what you were planting. You were getting the cold shoulder, things were freezing up, you were trying to blossom things, grow things that, or improve things, make things more new, but they were freezing, getting froze out. They got stopped before they started. You know, you were pulling your hair out, this bird's pulling his feathers out, but very emotional for you, and you had passion for this work that you were doing, and it wasn't being appreciated, it wasn't being accepted or seen in the same light as you wanted. The 5 of Coins is you wanted to come out of the cold, stop feeling like people were freezing your work, right? Because this is perhaps you're not feeling like you're part of the team. The higher ups are all meeting at one side, and you can't necessarily, if you were a boss, you can't necessarily hang out with those below you because you're up here, because you have some emotions. Yeah, but overall, this temperance is kind of like the, the work that you're doing, more of the work and not being appreciated. You want to come out of the cold. Oops. Clarify this 10 of Swords, please. Clarify 10 of Swords. Clarify 10 of Swords. Sometimes with a higher vibration, as you grow or learn your craft, if other people are over you that aren't aware of or aren't as good at the craft as you are, but yet they are over you as an employer type thing, then it can be very frustrating, and you feel like you're getting nowhere, you're spinning wheels. So it's certainly keep your resume tuned up and keep looking for something that suits you at a higher vibration. Once you get to a point that you're losing passion for the work you do, there's nothing wrong with finding that next step, something that's going to help you start over as an apprentice, of finding the new passion for something new altogether, or just a new place with similar things. But it's always good and stimulating to your mind to learn something new or to challenge yourself, so that you don't lose hope while you're losing passion. So this is things lost. You still have 2, so you're still breathing, right? You still have 2 cups, but you're lost so much. The cups that have been spilt, the emotional pouring out emotions that you've poured out regarding the passion for your work, and the heart, the stabbing in the back. Again, you felt like you were trapped, blindfolded, but it was an illusion. All you've got to do is fly away, just fly away. The Emperor, Four of, clarify the Emperor, please, clarify the Emperor spirit. Ace of Pentacles, you're building, starting new. The Emperor is one that is in charge. He's the boss, right? He's at the top of his game, top of his pay scale. He's planted the things, they've bloomed, and now he gets to sit there and oversee others as they plant and they work hard. But you want to leave this situation. You feel trapped. You felt stabbed in the back. You want out of the cold, so you're manifesting this new beginning, this new position that you're looking for, this new start, do-over, thank you, Spirit, because you want to do over. It's this. Okay. 4 of Rods, please. Clarify 4 of Rods. The Happy Home, the Star card, guidance from the divine, also an Aquarian card. Your spirit guides are speaking to you. You're receiving signs and synchronicities. You're receiving enlightenment, the aha moment from your higher self, even as to it's time to fly the coop. It's time to move on. So it's can't fly the coop. It's a crow card. Yes. 8 of Cups, please, Spirit. 8 of Cups. Yes, again, turning your back on the passion just kept dwindling down less and less. And why? Well, because you're working hard. You're just doing the work, your nose to the grindstone, building these pentacles. You've even been able to set one aside for you, but the rest you've planted and put on the tree to bloom and to grow. But these other co-workers, or those that are below you, are stirring up chaos, and I don't get love out of this as far as a relationship. I would say sometimes that's a 3-party situation. I think it's 3 other people at work that are trying to just take credit for the work you do, take the pentacles you're working hard for and make it look like it was their work, taking credit for the work you do. And all you're ending up with is that 1 pentacle set aside, because you're so busy at work, you're not seeing that it's what they're doing. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's better than being in the drama, but it's still sabotaging your work. They're still trying to take credit for what you're doing, making themselves look good, making you look bad. Assassination. Character assassination. I've had that. Understand. 9 of Rods. Moving forward, you want that cooperation with others, the teamwork, and you want it to blossom with positive communication, right? You want to have that passion back. You want to fill your cup and have it overflowing with the love for what you do again. And again, 2 of Cups, that partnership, the duality of someone to work with, be passionate about, to understand where you're coming from, to be strong and be willing to fly through the storms together. Okay. Verify the 8 of Rods, please. Verify the 8 of Rods. Communication. Yeah, the black and white that was starting to look shady. Something shady going on is how, must be, the kept getting shady, but was blurred lines is what I kept seeing with the communication coming in. But it was devil energy, the shady energy, the blurring of the lines, trying to make it an illusion. This is what you were supposed to do, but really it's something they were supposed to do. You were doing the work, they're getting the credit. It's shady, devil energy. here. The Judgment was here, and it's giving you equal balance. You're going to blossom, you're going to have growth, you're going to have that duality of people working together as a team. The Six of Cups, filling the cups, overflowing with love, equal give and take, balance. The Judgment is here regarding, this is in reverse, putting an end to Five of Wands is usually battle of communication, fights, gossip, people saying things behind your back, turning, reports that weren't supposed to be done, for things not done, things done wrong. Report, something to do with reports, hang on. They were reported for things done that were wrong. Wrongly reported. Okay, to work through that one. But it's in the reverse, so putting an end to that. That Judgment, that's the Judgment card. It's putting an end to it. Okay, Seven of Rods, Spirit, what's this communication having to stand up for themselves, and when you're standing up for yourself because of all that. Right there. And here. Whew. Strength card, yes, listening to your higher self, knowing that it's an infinity, it's been going on and on and on, it's like a circle, you just can't seem to get away from it. You want greener pastures, but it doesn't seem to be anywhere in sight. Follow your intuition to future things that will bloom. Put down things that no longer serve you, so that you have that balance. This is again, it's a Four of Wands. The communication is blossoming. You have the partnership that you can have passion with regarding the work. The passion for your work is highly like just coming out. Someone likes doing what they do. I like what I do. Four of Pentacles, balance. It's kind of listening to your higher self, listening to your gut instincts. You're, having your hands full, but trying to balance work, home, and do it equally. Clarifying the Eight of Pentacles. Four of Wands, Eight of Pentacles. Other people were trying to take credit for your work. Again, this sometimes comes out as a three-party situation, but I'm still getting the energy of three. The other two people watching, just waiting for you to fall or make a mistake and report it to the others. But this is a conniving energy. People that you thought were your friends that were a lot like you. Perhaps you even, had your smoke breaks or went out with, after work, had drinks with these people because they're close to you, close to your home almost. But they were, in fact, what put you down for the count. Ace of Swords, that's the truth. But now with the new position, the Eight of Pentacles that you've been building on, you'll be making enough to have a new start, not only to be making and setting aside, but you'll build enough for a nest egg for your future. Putting an end to those sleepless nights, putting an end to the stabbing you in the back, and coming out with the Ten of Pentacles, abundance in all things. You will be the King of Cups. You have passion again, love for what you do, love for others, love for self. Is there anything else here? The High Priestess. You will be the all-knowing. You'll be the guru of your subject, the topic. People are coming to you for answers. People know that you understand, even if they're, it's something that they've never come across, they're coming to you for the knowledge. Let's see. And these are very in-depth cards, so we'll see how they play out. That's the Shaman Oracle. The meanings are very deep usually. In the playlist of the videos I've done, I've actually done readings and read the meaning from the book of every one of these cards. If you are interested in seeing what the author and the artist's meaning of this was. Okay, so you got water. So in this, I'm feeling like you felt like you were drowning in this. You felt like you were all alone in your own little globe. Like you were alone. Yeah, like no one else understood where you were coming from with the passion regarding your work or the efforts you put in, that it was actually from your heart, even though you probably hid that part of it. But you were, you felt like you were drowning, you were doing all the work and not getting the pay, not getting the accolades to even give you some hope for why you were doing this. It was very emotional for you. There, you know, almost tears almost. For some of you, you may have spilt tears over this issue with, you know, frustration. Some of you, it's affected your health. Made you feel like you were in a whirlwind, like you couldn't even think straight, almost like a roller coaster energy I see in here. That's yeah. Okay. And they're very large, so it's hard to shuffle. Thank you, Spirit. Manifest a new beginning. Have faith. 8, 9, 10, 12. Breaks to a 3. That's a 7 card. Have the hope of a child. Sorry. The next card up was the Sorcerer. It's the gifts at the end of the rainbow for the work you've done. Spirit knows that you deserve the accolades, that you have put in the work, that you've done so in true faith and good faith. But perhaps you were putting on a mask how passionate you were, what it meant to you. Putting on a mask in the sense of you didn't want them to see how much you cared or how passionate you were about it, about the work, which is why you felt so hurt and so distraught. But the child card here says have the faith of a child, unconditional love of a child, the innocence of a child. You were innocent in this situation, that you were working hard for many moons, over and over and over, the same thing, like a roller coaster, like the infinity symbol that we had gotten on one of the cards there, that you felt like it was just non-ending, that it wasn't growing. But have faith. Spirit says to have faith like a child. The Hunter. Okay, again, an earth, a lot of earth here. The earth card for me, this is almost the Virgo or Taurus card. 20 cents. 9 card, almost completion. He's got this man, He's both encompassed and within him the spirit of the eagle, the horns of the elk, and the bear, and which is the wisdom of the eagle, the patriotic, the dedication of the eagle, the elk, the speed, the teamwork as an elk. They run in packs. You're a team player. The bear is very protective of, like a mother bear, of her cubs. Searching out things that you are searching for. You're hunting for the things that you desire or need, only what you need. Thank you, Spirit. You're looking for the things that you don't need much. You don't want much. You just want what you need. Only take what you need. When a hunter, in a spiritual realm, in years past, they only hunted just what they needed. They didn't go for a huge kill if they only had a small group of people to feed. They would hunt something small, so there was no waste. Being the hunter, your new job, you started off back over. You weren't afraid to start back over as the apprentice or in the beginning again, knowing that you could work back up because maybe your need wasn't that great as it was before. So you're willing to work for less, perhaps, and take, you're hunting for less because your needs are less. You're only looking to fulfill your needs. It's the Hunter card. And the Sorcerer card, you can see how these are very cool cards. I love the artwork. The Child. With the water. And in the bottom, that swirl looked like a roller coaster. Okay. So that is what I have for your career and finance. I hope you have a blessed day. Namaste.